This is Dr. Fang-Mei Law from Tiffin University. Welcome to join us for the lecture of Introduction to Counseling. This class mainly designed for Tiffin University students who take in Psych 360 Intro to Counseling class with me. Because we are coronavirus, we are not able to go to the class, so we have this online class here. However, if you are not my student and you are listening to this lecture, welcome you. Okay, so in this video, we are talking about Gestalt therapy. And we have a part 1, we talk about Peirce, his life. And then we have part 2, we talk about the Gestalt idea about human nature. Okay, so now this one, let's talk about the premises. Okay, so then when we talk about Gestalt, there are a couple things we have to be aware. What's their main philosophy about human nature? Okay, we call basic premises. Okay, the first one is organize. Organize. Okay, so just like the example I showed in part 2, if we see the three dots, we will tend to believe that is a triangle. Okay, when you see two people, they are always together, you will think about they are a relationship or they are friends. So this organized, that means we have that nature. Even when we see the things, they are not organized, they are not related. We have somehow, some way, believe we will put together in our perception, we make them connect. Okay, so if you see the couple dots together, you will start to say, hey, that's a line. Okay, that's a line. Okay, so that's organized. Okay, the second one say, I'm spelling here for you. Okay, so it's homothesis. And what these words mean? These words mean balance. These words mean balance. Okay, they believe we all have that nature. We can balance. We can balance our needs. For example, when we feel hungry, you are naturally will go to find the food, right? When you are thirsty, you are going to go to find the drink water, right? And so you balance your needs. When you need something, you are going to get something to put together and to make them connect. Okay, so for example, right now, even I'm teaching and I feel, oh, I'm thirsty, so what I'm going to do, I'm drinking the water. So I balance my needs. Okay, so I can continue to teach. Okay, and this also called adaptation. Adaptation. Okay, this the second premise, right? And that makes sense. Okay, so then even from very young, baby, you see when they are hungry, they cry until you feed them, right? Or they feel like lonely, they really somebody hold them, so they cry until you come to hold them. That's mean their human nature. They have need to feel balance. They have needs to feel their needs have been fulfilled. Okay. The third balance is about holism. Okay, and so remember we talk about this. We talk about holism greater than the sum of the parts. Let me write down here. Holism greater than the sum of parts. Okay, so Gestalt believe we need to treat people as a whole. We need to see our environment as a whole. and the whole is greater than the part you add them together, right? So for example, if you want to decorate the house, right, you put the furniture here, you put the painting here, and you picture how they're going to look like. But when you put together your decoration and you walk in and say, oh my God, you find it's prettier than you thought. You find it prettier than you thought. That means we all have to have that holism, okay? And then knowing holism is bigger, greater than everything you add them together. Because when they are together, they have spirit, they have energy there. That is no way you can picture in your mind when you purchase those stuff, right? Or you went to shopping with your friend, right? And you say, hey, try this clothes, try these shoes. But when they try and they walk out from the fitting room, you say, oh my God, so beautiful, right? And you say, buy, this is so good for you, right? And so the holism, it's important. So when we helping people, don't just look at their each different part of them. You need to see them as a whole, okay? Now, next one called field theory. Okay, now the formula, actually I really like this formula. It's called B, okay, equal F, P, comma, E. Okay, P, and then I'm going to testing you what all this mean. What's all this mean? B equal F, parenthesis, P, comma, E. And this called field theory. And what's this mean? What's B stand for? B stand for behavior. B stand for behavior. And what's P? P stand for person. And E stand for environment. And then F stand for function. Okay, so if you think about this is the math, and you put these elements into this formula, what's this mean? So this is a field theory, okay, from the wind. This say actually our behavior determine on how person and environment they work together, and they will influence your behavior. And the function there say the F there is mean their influence actually they're together, their interaction is bigger, greater than whatever you can imagine. Okay, and you can also know, as I mentioned our part 2, you know, we put different person in different, we put the same person in 2 different environments, their behavior totally different, right? Or we put the 2 person in the same behavior, same environment, these 2 people, their behavior also very different, right? So then that means when we try to understand people's behavior, B, you need to keep into consideration what's E there, okay? Or you put E in the same environment, you say what's P there, you know, because we all have our own whole package. We all different, and we are like I'm from Taiwan, and I have major in counseling, and I'm twin, you know, and then my religion, you know, I'm Christian. All this become me, and then when I go to an environment, my behavior will be different from somebody they are from, even from the same place, but different family, different school, different major, they'll be very different, okay? So this also, we have to be aware when we helping people. And this part is field theory, okay? Field theory, okay? Let me write down here so you know what I'm talking about. Field theory. Sounds good? Okay. The next one, I really need to bring you to my screen because I don't think I can draw this. Okay, let me see. Okay, look at here. Okay. When you see this picture, what do you see? Think about it. You tell me, what do you see? What do you see? Some people may tell me you see the vest, right? Some people may tell me you see two people's face, right? So are they the vest for flower, put the flower part, right? Or you see two people, okay? So actually we call this as a figure and ground. So actually it's really depend on what you like to see. What you like to see. So right now you know they have actually, if you think this is something you want to see, then they become background. So you can see so clear, right? This white part, like a flower pot, right? Or you see, I want to see this two face, and you can see so clear. You can say, wow, now I can see it. Okay, so that is the in the idea in this Gestalt talk about figure and background. Figure and background, okay? And they believe, depend on your needs. Depend on your needs. When you need to do something, that something become your figure. Other thing become your background. And then when you fulfill the needs, then that needs become background. So for example, picture, I remember when I teach in the class, and looks like now is, I wish we can go back right now, right? And I see students stand up and walk out. And I'm kind of saying, I'm in the class, why the student walk out? Usually, I will go before they walk out, say, where are you going? Where are you going? The student say, excuse me, I really thirsty. Can I get a drink of water? Or they say, I really need to go to restroom, right? And of course, they really need to go to restroom. I really cannot not let them go. So that's why I usually tell students, take care of your needs before the class, right? But if that's the case, that means that student really need to go to restroom. Then restroom is their figure. Then that moment, that is their figure. And it's hard for them to sit in the class if they really need to go to restroom, right? So they will walk out. So everything else become their ground. You can also say background. They don't really have time to care about this, right? So then their figure is restroom, or their figure is water fountain if they are very thirsty, right? And the rest of become ground, right? When they fulfill the needs, and they have to back to classroom, now the classroom become their figure, and then anything else become their ground, right? If that makes sense. So that's why in our life, in different time, different moment, your focus is different, and the focus is something you really need, right? So for example, I'm recording this right now. It's 3:35. Okay, so in this time, I don't think restaurant, okay, eating food is your priority. So then if you are listening the video right now, if this is your lunchtime, you may kind of say, I wish the lecture can stop so I can go to eat. Well, good thing this is just in the video. You can bring me with you to go to eat. You still can listen. That's kind of good thing, right? But in the classroom, you cannot bring me with you to go to eat, right? But anyway, so you know what I mean, right? So ground and what? Figure. Figure is your needs. When you need it, it's ground. It's figure. And then when you fulfill needs, it's called when you fulfill need, it's called ground. Okay, so you can also see actually in my PowerPoint, I draw a line, right? I draw a line like this, right? And that's also the thing actually I like to use that. Okay, so in our life, right? Quite often we have like this, right? So this is your figure, right? So if you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, I didn't finish my assignment one over for Dr. Law yet. My assignment one, you remember? Did you finish it? Is you need to write a letter. Write a letter to a psychologist. If you not write it yet, make sure it's already overdue. So make sure you write. Okay. So if you suddenly realize, okay, oh my gosh, I didn't write that part, that become your figure. And then your mother say, hey, come and eat dinner. Say, hold on, I need to finish this. That's your figure, right? And once you done, well, that become your background, right? Become your background. Right? You say, I'm done, right? And next time you do something else, it means something else become your figure. Okay, so now you are meet with somebody. Okay, so for example, right now you are working on your degree. Okay, you are working on your degree, and so that's your ground. Okay, and for some reason, something happened, and you are not allowed continue for the school. That figure was pushed to become a ground. Involuntary. Okay. Usually if figure become ground is they are complete. If they are naturally going down, and that's fine. That means you fulfill your needs and you feel good. But think about a situation you was poor down, that dream was break because something. So right now it's coronavirus, a lot of stuff have to stop, right? My restaurant is closed. So now if you work as a waiter, waitress, you was pulled out from the job. Of course, it's temporarily, so don't worry. But if you have a payment, you have to pay, and you are waiting. Actually, you are planning to get all the money from your job, but you was pulled down, and they are involuntarily put to your ground. Or you fall in love with a person, but then in the middle of your dating, your parents say no, you are not allowed to continue to date that person. Okay, or you engage with somebody, and then the waiting is called. Okay, you are that figure become ground involuntary. Okay, or you lost your family. Okay, because something happened, car accident or tragedy, something you lose their family. Okay, that if your figure become ground involuntary, okay, that Gestalt use a term called unfinished business. Called unfinished business. Unfinished business. Okay, and actually a lot of time our client come to us because they unfinished business. Kind of they are working on something, but they was forced to stop. you are, lose the family member, when they are suddenly car accident, you have something you want to talk to them and you didn't get a chance. Okay, you dream to have a family, you dream to marry this person and to build up your family together, and the person die. Okay, your figure become ground involuntary. Okay, this is called unfinished business. Okay, and this can be very hard for many people, right? So that's why when you do Gestalt, this is also a very important issue to work with, okay? To help them to make unfinished business finish, to make them to finish their unfinished business. How? Let me give you example. I used to have a client. She lose the family. Okay, and she said I really have to talk to him about something. Okay, I didn't have chance to talk to him. Okay, about how much I care about him. Okay, well, this is unfinished business. This make that person very sad because she said I should tell him early, but I don't. Well, Gestalt, they have remember we talked about in the first our part, I talk about he creates something called empty chair. Remember, that is a way you can help your client to finish the business. Okay, so you can have an empty chair for the person, the client just talk about the person he care. Say, okay, you think about the person you care sit in this chair, then tell him whatever you want to tell him. Okay, you surprisingly, even it's just a chair, but so you can have your client talk to the person he care, say, well, I really sorry, I really need to tell you, I really care about you, for these many years, you have been taking care of me, right? And then you can have your clients switch the chair, sit another side, and back to talk, say, well, I always know you love me, so don't worry about it. I got your message. Okay? And then come back, become the original person, say, thank you for letting me know that. See, by doing this conversation, even it's just a chair switch, but did you see that very powerful? Right? So you can helping your client doing this switch the chair and then switch the role for them to feel like something stuck their heart can have chance to release and pour out. Okay, and it's very surprised. It's very surprised. I see a lot of role, the role play practice like this, and people, my client, and they cry because they really feel they can be, their needs, that the one they have been pushed into the ground, now they are out, and then they're able to express the message. Okay, that's important, and that's called unfinished business. That makes sense? Okay, let me see my time. Okay, so when we work on this unfinished business, okay, it's important. You have to make sure your client's ready. You need to make sure your client's ready, okay? Because now people, if they are not ready, don't push them. That'll be very hard, and they won't able to real experience, okay? So and also aware, because you help you make them re-experience that maybe trauma, right? That may be trauma. So you have to make sure they are willing to try, and then also they are ready to try. Okay, because if they are not ready to try, you can do it, but then it won't be effective. Okay, so remember, client should be the expert of their own problem, and they should be able to tell you, I'm ready, I'm willing to try. Okay, and then knowing during the process, it's growing pain. Can be very painful, can be very sad, and you also as a counselor, you also make sure you are ready. Okay, you have to be ready because you need to help them. So actually, also whenever we talk about this theory, this technique, mainly first it's you, me first. Me first. That means you need to take care of you first. We cannot give our client anything we don't have. So when you are able to be, when you are ready and then you work through yourself, then you can helping other people. So maybe you, so since I'm talking about the empty chair, maybe you can try if you have some issue, you don't have chance to work out yet. Maybe just put a chair and then switch the chair. Okay, that sounds good. Okay. Okay. Now, when we are work with people or work with ourselves, the connection is very important. Remember, we say you cannot get second-hand experience. Okay, experience not working if you are not have the effective contact to yourself, or you are not effectively contact to other people. Okay, a lot of time or sometimes we are talking, when we are talking, we're joking around. Why? Because we don't really want to touch our own heart. We don't really want people to see ourselves. And then actually in Gestalt, this is called mental disturbance. Mental disturbance. That means you are not ready and you don't have effect contact with yourself. Okay, so actually in here they have a four kind of ineffective contact. So I will have to pull my screen back to my computer screen so you can see, what's there for more detail. Okay. Okay, so here we talk about the contact and the resist contact. Okay, so people are in contact with outside world through five senses, right? We use our five senses all the time, right? So if the person who sent the message can get equal correspondence and feedback from the environment to fulfill their needs, and we call it a valid contact. Okay, and people will gain confidence and motivation from the interaction, and effective contact is an essential. Okay, now another hand, people need to make a connection as well as keep a moderate separation from each other so they have time and space to integrate the information they have explored. So it's important here, say the Gestalt school emphasize that to maintain the healthy boundary is to know when to approach and when to separate. That is the key to have an effective connection. So here say, when we contact people, we need to know when to be in and when to be out. Okay, we need to keep a good distance between us and other people. Okay, so now let's look at. So they have actually it's five, I say four, it's wrong. Okay, five contact boundary disturbance. Okay, so interrupt the cycle of experience. So let's talk about this five, and then we finish this five, and then I'll give you a break. Okay, so one is called introduction. What's that? Okay, so sometimes people can be an introducer, and that means they have a tendency to uncritically accept others' belief and standard without assimilating them to make them congruent with who we are. That's what happened. right? People just uncritically accept whatever people's believe, and then they believe that's their own belief. So what do we do with these kind of people? We need to remind them, giving is not mean to pour all everything. Okay, so there is no need to accept the whole thing. Life is not just about accepting the existing, but the process of constantly creating and gaining new meaning. Okay, so that's introjector, right? So don't need to give up everything about you and take everything other people's idea become who you are. No, you don't have to accept whatever existed. Okay, you need to see how that mean to you and to decide, do you want to accept that idea or not. Okay, that makes sense. The first one, introjector. Okay, the next one called projector. Projector is mean they disown certain aspects of themselves by assigning those characters to the environment. That means they blame whatever they have, they don't like it, to say, oh, that's because them, that because of my environment. Okay, oh, that's the environment I'm from. Okay, so to helping the people like this, you remind them that everyone is the creator of their own world and learn to be responsible for their own world. That makes sense? That's projector. Okay? That means you are your own creator. Responsible, take responsibility for your own world. Okay? Good? Okay. How about this one? Retroflector. Retroflector is turning back onto themselves what they would like to do to someone else, or doing to themselves what they would want someone else to do to or for them. Okay, so for example, you really angry, you want to hurt other people, and you come back to hurt yourself. That's not good, right? Okay, so what do we do with this? Help them enhance their self-regulation system to enhance their ability to actually interact with the external environment. Help them enhance their self-regulating system to enhance their ability to actually interact with the external environment. That sounds good? Okay. Okay. How about this one? Deflector. They attempt to diffuse or diffuse contact through the overuse of humor, abstract generalization, and question rather than statement. And remember, I talk about sometimes when people, they are too funny. Whenever they say things, they just make a joke. They never want to say something, share whatever their heart is. That's called deflector. Okay, for the people like this, we should encourage them to communicate with others in the first person. That means use I language. Okay, use their I language to talk to people. So rather than say he say, she say, they say, you want them to say I say. And that's what I mean. Okay, especially when you see people, they are overuse the humor, right? Abstract and generation, and keep asking questions and not make a statement. That's, we can see that's deflector, right? And then make sure you encourage them to use first person language. That means use I to start their talking. Okay. Confluence. Okay. That means a lot of time you don't even see they are stand. You cannot even see them from the environment, right? Do you know sometimes you have some insects, when they are in the tree, they become the tree color. When they are in the leaf, they become green. When they're in the a trunk, they become brown, right? And so some people, if they are so shy, they just want to hide themselves, so they become so blurry. The differentiation between themselves and the environment, right? So for these people, you need to help them increase their sensitivity to their needs and explore whether they are using homeopathic approach to resist real contact with themselves or the outside world to escape the responsibility they need to take. Okay, I remind them sometimes they're just so shy and they don't want people to see them, so they just hide themselves, and then you don't even able to see the boundary between them and their environment, because they just mingle, totally get to that color, right? Okay, so let's back to there, and it's over 30 minutes. So what do you think about the lecture so far? It makes sense, right? So important for this part of message is knowing we have that need to feel balance, okay? And then we have the nature to pursue the need to fulfill our needs, and that called what? Figure, right? So when you feel something so urgent, that means that become your figure. And then when you are pursue and doing something to fulfill the need, then that need is complete and become ground, right? And then next urgent coming become figure. And we say the problem unfinished business is mean what? If your figure now fulfill naturally, you was pulled down by some external force, right? And so in that case, we say, you can use empty chair to help them. And then the last one we talk about, it's important to have a good contact with other people. So if you see people, they are too much pulled self out, or too much refer to other people, or they are too much humor, maybe something there. You have to help them to find them true color. Okay, they have a song, right? Say true color, right? Help them find the true color of themselves, and then willing to accept their true color. Okay, so I think I will stop here for this part of lecture. Hopefully you find it helpful. Any questions? Okay, so of course I cannot hear your question. You can put down and email me, okay? But anyway, so please stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.